The Ready for 100 campaign calls for the city of St. Louis to get 100% of its power needs with renewable energy. Reverend Rodrick K. Burton of New Northside Missionary Baptist Church and member of the new City of St. Louis 100% Clean Energy Advisory Board is here with more. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, sir.
So we're going to just dive right into this. 100% renewable energy, the City of St. Louis,
Yes.
kind of getting on board with this.
Yes.
Is this really possible?
Yes, it's absolutely possible, and it's really incredible that typically our city kind of has a reputation of being behind, but we're actually in the vanguard of advancing this campaign, which started with the Sierra Club, and they're trying to get 100 cities across the country to sign on to this commitment. And so the president of the Board of Alderman, Lewis Reed, sponsored Resolution 124, and it passed. And so it says that St. Louis will have 100% of its energy by 2035. From renewable sources.
From renewable sources. So let's kind of just put everything, lay it out there and sort of put it in order. Sure. Let's start with the need first. So right now we have our energy, it comes from different sources.
Sure.
Why the need for, well, I mean, I can tell you why, there's clearly a good purpose, but the need for 100% renewable energy, let's set the stage with that first.
So we have what's called global warming, and the CO2 from old fossil fuels such as coal, and gasoline burning is what's warming our planet and changing our climate. And anyone who's lived around St. Louis knows things are a little bit different. I have a wife and children that suffer from asthma, and they're suffering from it worse and worse. St. Louis is one of the worst towns for asthma and allergies, and that is because of climate change. And so in order to reverse that or stop it, you have to stop using old fuels. That's where renewable energy comes in. From wind, solar, or hydroelectric. And so what the Sierra Club is wanting the country to sign on to is to actually do in the plan and make the transition.
I think because so much when we talk about whether climate change, energy, even when we get into the basics of recycling, we kind of put sort of the onus on the individual.
Right.
You know, you need to start recycling. You need to minimize how much you drive to, you know, reduce the amount of fuel, but there has to be, to make that work in bigger numbers, it has to be a sort of a collective motion and movement about it. So here comes the resolution part. How is the resolution passed?
So just like with any other thing, you know, the alderman sponsors it, and then other aldermen co-sponsor it, but then the community gets to weigh in. And so I spoke on behalf of the Sierra Club, and also with a number of partners, the Missouri Coalition for the Environment. A number of people spoke to why we needed to have this and why they needed to sign on. And then they passed it, and it's a resolution. And from that, they had to establish a Clean Air Commission, which they've done. And then by December 2018, we're supposed to put a plan together to move. What's the plan to go forward? Because you can just pass a resolution, but what is the action taking place? And what's so exciting about it is we're at the planning stage to where as we ask the community to join us along with other partners to shape what that's going to look like. So what could happen is, what we don't want to happen is, just like there's big coal, we don't want there to be big green and then there's not community engagement. We want to shape how our transition is going to look so that there's jobs and training for everyone.
I was going to ask you, when we say how is the committee proceeding, this is kind of what you're saying. It's in motion.
Right.
This is the December timeline.
Right. Right now they may push it back. Alderman Reed said we might have to push it back, the president. But we are making good progress because it is very technical. We're looking at other cities. We're looking at what they've done, what plans they have. St. Louis had some plans, but we want to have the best plan. We don't want to reinvent the wheel.
Well, I want to get into what the future looks like. When we say 100% renewable energy in the future, what that actually looks like, but we're going to save that for the second after our break. I've got some information there for you on the screen to learn more about this Ready for 100, and we've got the St. Louis in front of it because that's specifically the initiative here in the region, but it's called Ready for 100 campaign. You can go to the Missouri Sierra Club's website, that's sierraclub.org/Missouri, to learn more information, or reach out to the contact information below there on your screen, 314-644-1011, or missouri.chapter at sierraclub.org. But don't go anywhere. We're going to have more on this topic when we return. We'll be right back.